Alright, so welcome back everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss Sutra 1.27. Now, thus far, we have been discussing qualities of Ishvara. Ishvara as someone who is untouched by karma, klesha, vipaka, Ishvara who is a teacher of the ancients, so on and so forth, right? So now in 1.27, we are going to understand what is the relationship between Ishvara and the sacred syllable Om, okay, or what is also called pranavaha. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so by hitting the lotus icon on the bottom right of the screen. And for more information, going deeper into the Yogasūtra and other Vedic philosophical texts, please visit academyofindianphilosophy.com. Okay, so let's begin. Tasya vachakah pranavaha. Tasya vachakah pranavaha. Okay? Tasya vachakah pranavaha. Now, the word tasya, okay, is a demonstrative pronoun. Okay? So it means of that, or of him, or his. Okay? It's a possessive. It's a shashti vibhaktihi, genitive case. So of that or of him. Now this tasya right here is referring to Ishvara. Okay? So tasya, sutras do this. Okay? So they will say tasya and they'll refer to the previous thing, or tasmin in that, and refer to the previous verse or another verse. Okay? So here we have tasya. Now we have vachakaha pranavaha. Now here it is important to understand that pranavaha or pranava and om are synonymous. Okay, pranavaha is another way of saying om. Okay, now it's important to understand that contextually at this time, the word om is being used by a lot of different traditions, a lot of different philosophical schools. Okay, so here they're referring to it as pranavaha. Okay, and vachakaha and pranavaha are both in the nominative case, prathama vibhaktihi, and they're both matching with each other. Okay, so there's an equivalency going on here, right? So here, om or pranavaha is the indicator or the signifier of Ishvara. Once again, the syllable om is a signifier of that or of him. And what is that? What is him? Ishvara. Okay? So, it looks fairly simple, but it's very complicated. The way that the words are formed, etc., and how it's used. So that's why we need commentators. So, okay, let's look at this. Let's break it down. So, Ishvaraha, again, God in this case. We can use this equivalent for now. Many debates on what word to use, right? Because we're looking at a Western paradigm and an Eastern paradigm. So let's just roughly say God for now. We can go deeper into understanding how to really define it. So Ishvara, okay, and pranavaha or om is a signifier of Ishvara. Now look, what does it mean to signify something, right? So if I do this peace, this is a peace sign, right? This is the signifier, right? Or the symbol of what? Of referring to something, some phenomenon or some experience of peace, right? Calmness, solitude, relaxation. There's this phenomenon. How do we see the phenomenon? We see it in people, when people are peaceful, when animals are peaceful, when decisions are peaceful, right? So this is a symbol. It's a signifier of this thing. When you do this, immediately you know, okay, the person is saying peace, right? So in the same way, om or pranavaha is a signifier, is a symbol of Ishvara, okay? So having said that, there is an equivalency going on here. Because of that, they're saying that om equals Ishvara. Om is actually Ishvara. When you chant om, you are activating, summoning, evoking Ishvara. Now, why is this the case? So look, the relationship here, so as I've written here, SR is the signifier and SD is the signified, okay? So no need for any, intimidation here. It's just SR and SD. So no mathematics here besides some equal signs. So SR and SD. So signifier and the signified. Okay, so Om, what is the relationship between Om and Ishvara? Right? What is the relationship between Om and Ishvara? The signifier, the symbol, and Ishvara, the thing itself. What is the relationship? Now the commentary asks, is it a conventional relationship? What is a conventional relationship? So if I show you this, like this, right? And I say peace, right? You know, in this culture, it refers to something, it means peace. Maybe in other cultures, it might mean something different, hopefully something good, right? And in different cultures, this means something different, right? So why in this culture does it mean this? Of course, you can trace the reason why, but that is a convention, that is conventional. Everything that society has agreed upon. There are many other symbols, right? The stop sign, this, etc., all these different symbols. This is what this society has agreed upon. If you do this peace sign, maybe in other cultures, they might not mean anything. This is because it's conventional. And so what is the essence of something being conventional? It's that it relies on people. It relies on people. People who are temporary, who have a limited lifespan, who are born and they die, right? It's non-eternal, it's conventional. So, for example, the commentator Vyasa gives an example here. What is conventional? The relationship between a father and a son. Now, the father and the son have a genetic relationship, but that's not what's conventional. What's conventional is the label of father and son. It's a convention, right? There's a genetic real relationship, but when we have relationships between different people, cousin, father, mother, etc., these are conventional roles and things like that, okay? And so in this case, they're asking, is the relationship between Om and Ishvara, is it conventional, right? And so they're saying, no, it's not conventional. It's actually inherent. Inherent, like a flame and light. What does this mean? What does inherent mean? Inherent means when there's a quality that is residing in something, right? In a substance, it's inside it, right? So like a flame and light, right? So a flame will always produce light, right? So the relationship between Ishvara and Om, and vice versa, Om and Ishvara are inherent, okay? It's inherent. So one can say Om exists within Ishvara, like that, right? Or vice versa, Ishvara can exist within Om, right? So I'm sure the commentators will go deeply into that and specify that. But in this case, you have to understand that they're equating the two. Why do we need to know this? Now, understand, depending on what your purpose is for studying the Yogasūtra, you may be a philosopher, you may be a yogin, right? A practitioner, you may be an anthropologist, you may be a textualist, right? These things are going to help you gain a depth of what is happening in that text, right? It's not just Om is a signifier of this, it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. Much more is being said in the commentary, right? And in Sanskritam. So again, it's important to understand because it gives you a really strong understanding of why are we saying Om. It's because the yogins, right, at the time, and Patanjali in this case, believed, right, that Om and Ishvara are together, they're equal, okay? So the relationship between the signifier, the vachakaha, and the signified vachya. So the relationship between the signifier Om, vachakaha, right? That which is doing the signifying, right? And the signified, that which has been spoken, vachya. So it comes from the root vach, to speak or to say. So you see how it changes. It's very interesting. So kaha, akaha, and chya here. So or ya. In this case, these endings, these are how nouns are formed. So the signifying, this is an agent here, signifying, and this is the signified. Okay? So this should be fine for now. Again, tasya vachakaha pranavaha. Okay, pranavaha meaning Om, and Om is the signifier of Ishvara. So this is, now we're laying the significance of Om. So why? Because somebody's asking, what is the significance of Om? Why are we doing this? Because that syllable is associated with it. It's mentioned in the Upanishads as well, right? The different phases of Om. And that we'll go into in another video. But remember, this is what the Yoga Sutra is saying. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.